build awareness of the TaxAct suite of online, desktop, and mobile tax filing solutions that enable easy, fast, and affordable tax filing for individuals, professional preparers, and business owners. So I'm happy to announce today that TaxAct has signed a multi-year agreement with Stewart-Haas Racing. We are significantly increasing our commitment, and beginning in 2016, we will be the primary sponsor of Danica and the number 10 team in 4 races annually, and will be the associate sponsor in all of the races.
Awesome. TaxAct joined Stewart-Haas Racing earlier this year as the official tax preparation service of the team and Danica. Why does NASCAR work for your company, and how impactful has it been having Danica Patrick as a spokesperson for TaxAct?
You know, Danica is actually a natural fit for TaxAct. Her fearless and ambitious attitude exemplifies the do-it-yourself spirit that TaxAct enables. So Danica's confidence both on and off the track also mirror the self-assurance that tax filers have when they choose TaxAct to do their taxes. In the next few days, we are launching our 2015 preview product, and at the same time, we're going to offer a bold new offer to millions of America's filers. You've all heard the adage, free. Nothing in life is free, but together with Danica, we look forward to showing millions of Americans that that is not true. So with TaxAct, for people who qualify, I'm announcing today that we will provide free preparation and filing of federal 1040 EZA and corresponding state returns. So again, we're proud to work with Danica and the entire Stewart-Haas Racing team, and excited to share in her future successes this season.
Awesome. Danica, you've worked with TaxAct this year. What about the organization is such a good fit for you and Stewart-Haas Racing?
Well, as you clearly laid out, the company is all about doing things yourself, being empowered, being strong, being confident, and that I feel like is why it fits so well, why we work so well. I also have a nice easygoing attitude about how to get the message out there through some of the things that we've done have been really fun and very fluid ways to promote the product and raise awareness, and I feel like that also parallels myself, my brand, and the things that I like to do to help the companies around me. So for me, I think it's just a really nice fit. I think that the plan that's in place to be a primary sponsor at the beginning and the end of the year is great for the company to not only raise awareness during tax time itself, but of course at the end of the year to remind people that that time is coming. Pay your taxes. And on top of that, I mean, I like to do everything all the way, the best way possible, and the fact that they guarantee maximum return means you are going to get the best. And I'm proud to represent that.
Great. And now, Danica, you have 3 solid brands behind you in TaxAct, Nature's Bakery, and Aspen Dental as you enter the 2016 season. Just talk about that, please.
I'm extremely fortunate. I feel like half the battle is being with companies that are not only open-minded, but understand that there is more beyond just putting their name on the side of a car. People that have big dreams and want to see things really explode for their company. And as we talked about just before I came over, you know, sponsoring the car is great, but it's beyond that is what's going to create that ROI that is so important for all the brands that I am partnered with. So I'm just extremely fortunate. It was a transition year and figuring out what was going to happen, obviously with coming back to Stewart-Haas being a primary concern, but to do that you have to have the support around you, and Stewart-Haas themselves and the whole team there have done a great job of finding companies that really fit my brand, and that is, I believe, why it works and why hopefully it'll work beyond even what we've agreed to now.
Great. Thank you both. Now we'll go ahead and open it up for questions. We've got our friends here from Martinsville Speedway on either side of the room with microphones, so please state your name and affiliation. Anyone have any questions? We'll start here with Kenny Bruce.
Kenny Bruce, NASCAR.com. Danica, do you do your own taxes?
I do not do my own taxes. No. I have some great CPAs in Arizona. My taxes are probably a little too excessively complicated for my level of education and my time. I basically have employees being CPAs. They get paid all year round. But if I believe that I would be the kind of person that if I was in a position to pay my own taxes and do them myself, I really feel like I'd be the kind of person that would do that. I like to make sure everything's done right and done well, and the fact that TaxAct also guarantees a maximum return, to me that's a level of comfort. If I was a consumer that was going to do them myself, they'd be the kind of company that I'd want to use.
When you folks look at not just drivers but teams to get involved with, I mean, what do you have to see to say, yeah, this is a group that we want to get with as opposed to somebody else?
You know, I did mention a couple of descriptive terms with Danica. You know, the fearless, ambitious, confident, looking for partners who don't let obstacles stand in their way. You know, Danica exemplifies that as well. And that's really what the do-it-yourself tax filer is. That confident individual who's looking for an affordable solution, very cognizant of their own investment from a monetary perspective, and so that's why it's such a natural fit for us.
Bob Parker, ESPN. Danica, you talked about having sponsors who fit your brand. I'm just curious, did you have sponsors that didn't fit your brand talking to you at all? And throughout this whole process of getting sponsors, do you have any idea how many potential sponsors you guys ended up talking to?
Well, I don't know that exact. Mike may know the exact number, but unfortunately he can't come up here. He's not part of the panel today. You know, there were obviously more than one, and I feel like I said, the brands that were executed to partner with me, with Stuart Haas, with the 10 car, they fit the brand well. And what was the first part of your question? Hang on.
Did you have ones that didn't fit your brand? You're like, man, that just...
Did I? I think there are just some that fit better than others, and I think that what I like to do with partners is, again, like I said, I feel grateful that they're open-minded as companies, because I like to make sure that whatever our marketing is and our branding, it fits and it works. So I think that a lot of companies can be molded and driven in a certain direction that boosts the effectiveness of the campaign and the authenticity of the campaign. But I feel like the core attributes to the companies that I'm aligned with are inevitably just fit, and that's probably why they are where they are today.
Next we'll go to Brant.
Brant James, USA Today Sports, right there. Now that extending with the team and bringing on a whole new slate of sponsors has all been done in 1 year, was there more stress there than you thought it would be, or maybe that you were letting on now that that's all done now? You're all through that.
I mean, I think that's a perceptive thing to ask. I definitely felt a little bit stressed out earlier this year, but I was fortunate enough that things came together early enough and quick enough, especially from a Nature's Bakery perspective being the primary, that they wanted to move fast for business reasons for themselves. So I feel like things didn't get down to crunch time to really establish and let on any of those deep nerves that probably would have been more real, obviously, because the time was of the essence. But for sure I was nervous. There's no guarantees. There's no guarantees that any of us as drivers in the series are going to find a sponsor for every single race of the year in the way that they want to, and that the driver wants to, and the companies that they want to. So I'm grateful. I don't know exactly why it is that it worked so well and why I didn't have to stress so long, but all I can do is do my best to give back to these partners that have committed to myself and the team in a big way and deliver for them so that they are glad that they did it and want to keep doing it.
Okay, next up, Steve Post.
And then they go public, and then they go. No, I'm just kidding.
Danica, Steve Post, Motor Racing Network. Have you ran the electronic dashboard, and or have you experimented with that? And this may be an ignorant question, but are there any similarities from the electronic telemetry or information you used to have in IndyCar that's familiar between the two?
Man, I thought you were going to link that with TaxAct in some way. I was going to say this is a tremendous stretch, but I was going to have some admiration for, you know, reaching that far.
Not that good, no.
Okay. Well, you led me on. I'm let down, but that's life.
Can you do your taxes on the dashboard?
You know what I thought would be really funny? Yeah, I'm sure that I have no doubt that NASCAR and TaxAct both have the technology to accomplish something on the dash. Now, it probably would be almost like having your phone in the car, and that is illegal. So, I'm sure that that's probably not going to happen. But I've run it at a test. To answer your question quickly, I've run it at a test, and is it like IndyCar? Not really, because in IndyCar it was a very simple, one simple line readout with oil and water and track bar position and things like the wedge, and that was it. So there's a lot more to the dash, and I think that in NASCAR you have to use them a little bit more often. Things like on speedways, you know, when you're looking for water pressure and water temperature all the time and making sure that's in check. Very few alarms came on in IndyCar, it's hi. Hello. Can you hang on? So it's not exactly the same, but the fact that technology is advancing, especially from a digital perspective, is more like IndyCar.
Thank you.
Do we have any additional questions? Oh, one more. Kenny up here.
You talked about branding and marketing. Does that change? Like, do you start off with, maybe the group starts off with one set of goals, but then over time, those change as far as what they hope to accomplish?
I think we both could probably answer that question a little bit, but I think that people change, companies change and evolve, and certain demographics that they're going after. I mean, I can speak from a specific to GoDaddy standpoint, is that, you know, originally it was so much more about pure brand awareness and just like making a splash so that people knew the name GoDaddy. And then after a while, once that was established in a strong way, then it was about, okay, now what do you do? Like, a lot of people knew what they were, but they're like, I don't know what they do. So then it was about educating the consumer. So anyway, things evolve for a company as things evolve for a driver as well. But I'd say more for a company. If things are going well, I think they evolve because you've accomplished what you were intending to do, and so you move on to the next thing. I don't know if you want to speak any to that.
That's perfect.
Okay, any other questions? All right, thanks everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.